You are exactly one bottle plus a few other basic ingredients away from making something very simple and very delicious at your next gathering. But first, a little context. The place is London and the year is 1707. As you're going about your business, you see an advertisement for Major Thomas Bird's brandy, priced at 8.5 shillings a gallon. In today's money, about £45, or around $62. Not much, but to a skilled tradesman in 1707, that was 4 days' wages. Quite a lot of money. So why so expensive? Well, Major Bird was a pillar of the community and a noted brandy merchant, and he imported only the highest quality French brandy, presumably from the cognac region. Maybe you're put off by the price, but then you see a recipe for Major Bird's brandy punch and you decide to take the plunge. I couldn't find any images of original adverts that contained the recipe, but it was quoted in a book published in 1882 called Social Life in the Reign of Queen Anne. This is the recipe. Major Bird's receipt to make punch of his brandy. Take 1 quart of his brandy and it will bear 2 quarts and a pint of spring water. If you drink it very strong, then 2 quarts of water to a quart of the brandy with 6 or 8 Lisbon lemons and half a pound of fine loaf sugar. Then you will find it to have a curious fine scent and flavor, and drink and taste as clean as Burgundy wine. Okay, so out of the gate, I love this recipe because of how straightforward it is. The only things to consider are the brandy, quantity of water, lemons, and sugar. So what kind of cognac was Major Bird importing? No idea, and if you have a brand in mind, that wasn't it, because whatever you're thinking of wasn't around in 1707. Today I'll be using Courvoisier VS because I've used it many times and it's always great. That said, any cognac will work. Next, 2.5 quarts of water to 1 quart booze will be a pretty weak drink. I do have cask strength cognac, which I've talked about before, but there's no way I'm using it in a punch, so I'm going to cut the water by a little less than half. Lisbon lemons are pretty common, but you don't need to use them. Whatever's at the grocery store will work, and 6 to 8 lemons will yield about the same quantity as the sugar we're using. And loaf sugar in 1707 would have probably had a bit of color due to residual molasses, so for that I'll be using a raw sugar. The recipe says half a pound, which is about 8.5 ounces measured, but it doesn't really matter whether you weigh or measure your sugar as long as you use the same weight or volume of juice. With all that out of the way, here's how I make this. Start by measuring 8 ounces of raw sugar into a bowl that holds at least 3 quarts. Add 8 ounces of lemon juice that's had the pulp strained out, 6 cups of cold water, and stir until all the sugar has been dissolved. Finish by adding a quart or 1 liter of the cognac of your choosing. Now, if you're wondering, do I have to use cognac? The answer is no. Cognac is ideal, and if you do go that route, feel free to use as expensive a bottle as your budget will allow. But I've made this or something like it many times using cheap French brandy from Trader Joe's. Add the biggest ice you have. On second thought, add the second biggest ice you have. And even though it's not in the recipe, I like to grate nutmeg over this. An oleosaccharum isn't in the recipe either, but it's a nice addition as well. Personally, I enjoy one or the other here, but not both for some reason. And if you don't know what an oleosaccharum is, I talk about them here. The cognac is so delicate here. Very crisp, very refreshing. You could probably give this to a child and they would love it, but don't do it. Yeah, I could drink this all day. Now on to the guests. David?
Hello.
Let's drink.
I love the tune.
Nice. Wow.
There we go. Presentation.
Oh, it smells really delicious.
Can I shoot this down one time?
If you want.
Or you want me to sip it? Let me sip it first.
Cheers.
It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
I think the nutmeg was a good addition.
I like it. That's refreshing.
It feels dangerously easy to drink, and that's a little, that, you know, that could be dangerous if it's got a lot of booze in it. But I love it.
The nutmeg hits a lot in the beginning, but I like you got like a balance with the sour notes. I shouldn't look at you, sorry, right?
You can look at me.
Okay.
Is it a cider?
It's cognac.
A cognac? With what else? What else is in it?
Just lemon juice, sugar, and water.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with cognac.
It's great stuff.
I hate cognac, man.
Really?
Shit, look.
Cognac's delicious.
Oh yeah, I can't taste the cognac at all. Like it's super well balanced, because I can't taste the alcohol versus everything else.
Yeah, this is really good and easy to drink.
It's sweet, but not too sweet.
Stealth mode.
It's great, right?
So when was this? Where did you find this recipe? Or
I read it out of a book.
Well, you mastered it. I mean, seriously, man.
What is it?
It's called Major Bird's Brandy Punch, and the recipe dates back to 1707.
From 1707. Like the year 1707?
they knew how to drink back then. It's really good and super simple, and anyone could make it. And
So we are tasting history.
Yes.
That's how I like my history, in a glass.
I'm very impressed with it. Yeah. Woof. You should get a drink, man. You should get a drink. You have a lot going on over here.
Cool. I'm gonna just have a tiny bit more
Be my guest.
so I can really appreciate the history.
Sharing your spoils, please. Let's enjoy. Cheers.
I mean, it's that time of day. I mean, I'm done with work for the most part.
And it hits, man. Whew.
I know. I'm trying not to like be an alcoholic and drink too fast, but it's so good.
Yeah, I think the key to this drink is to make sure everyone has at least two.
Let's do another one, man.
Dude, this is so good. Let's just not do anything for the rest of the day and just finish this off.
You know, so I really like the way you put it together.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. It's good. I'm not lying.
All right, so the drink is amazing. Super simple, but it's gonna be a super cool thing to show off to friends. Super easy to do for a party. If you like this video, like it.
Please subscribe. Try the drink.
And you should definitely subscribe to get more great recipes and, you know, see more fun commentary.
The recipe will be shared. Roll with it, please. It's great. Don't miss out.
And if you like punch, you should come back because there are more drinks to make and there are more good times to have. Cheers.
How about that? Is that cool? Okay.
But seriously, like this video.
I'm gonna have one just a little more. This is really good.